Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Fenty Beauty first impressions and review. Fenty Beauty has taken the internet by storm, and for good reason. I am so excited to finally be sitting down and filming this video. I've had these products for a couple days and I have zero idea how I've been able to keep my hands off of them. They've just been sitting here taunting me. So I've just gotten done doing a full beat, trying everything out. Since it is so late in the day when I'm filming this, I'm not going to do check-ins like I normally would. I'm going to update in a little blurb in the description box how this makeup looks by the end of the day. So I have the Sephora website pulled up down here so I can read you like actual facts and you have all of the correct information. So this is the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. I got a couple of shades in the foundation because I was not sure what I was gonna be because there are so many choices. So the ones I've landed on are $2.90 and $2.60. If you are a packaging whore like me, you're going to love these products. It has a very luxury feel to it. They didn't skimp on the packaging. Foundations and primers have pumps. Thank you, Riri. Straight from the Sephora website, it says, this primer is a shine-stopping, pore-diffusing primer that smooths the way for better foundation application and longer wear with an instant retouch effect. I don't know how much to use of this, obviously, because I've never used it. I personally think that if you're, ooh, that smells really good. When you're trying a new foundation, like especially something that's like brand new to the market, if they have a primer that comes with it, it's formulated to work with the foundation. So I wanted to give this the fairest shot and to have the most like accurate experience. I decided to get the primer. It's a little bit cooling. It feels very, very nice. So far, it has knocked down some shine on my cheeks. I get a lot of shine right here. I would definitely say I'm like oilier in my T-zone and then dry around the perimeter of my skin. So I am definitely a combination skin girl. I can definitely still see my pores, so I'm not noticing a huge difference on that. So Fenty did release a bunch of brushes as well. They have a foundation brush and a highlighter brush that are like full size. And then they have a bunch of like little tiny, I think they're calling them matchsticks. But the brushes are in the same shape as the Matchstick cream products that they just came out with. I decided to skip altogether on brushes, and I'll tell you why. I have tools that I like to use, but in the couple of reviews that I watched, they did have the brush, and I'm kind of kicking myself now because everyone seems to love it. I'll pop a little picture of the brush right here. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm not too quick on this review, but I'm gonna be thorough. I believe it's a synthetic brush. Also, her entire line is cruelty-free. I do wish I got the brush because it seems like that's the best way to apply it. And the couple of reviews I did see, people seem to like the brush over a sponge. I can kind of go either way, but lately I've been wanting to use brushes more. To be fair, I tried to pick up the closest brush to hers that I could find. This is just a IT Cosmetics Heavenly Skin brush, and the reason I picked this is because it's a synthetic brush, so that I'm hoping will give me kind of the same effect as hers. I just love the packaging so much. It's just so clean. I love the simplicity of the packaging, the frosted glass bottle. Thank you, dear God, for the pump. Let me do a side-by-side comparison on the colors. This one here is $2.90 and that's $2.60. So they look very, very similar in the bottle. I'm thinking this one is going to be a better match. Oh wait, this says to shake well before use. I didn't know it was gonna be a shaky-uppy one. Okay, I'm gonna do a swatch of each so you can see what each of these colors look like next to each other. Before I get into this, I just want to show you guys something so outstanding. I'm looking at Sephora right now. I'm going to insert a little screenshot of what I'm looking at. She came out with a whopping 40 shades. 40 shades with different undertones, a humongous range, like an absolutely outstanding range. In this picture, the one selected is $2.90. That's where I usually fall in foundations. I'm somewhere in the middle, so I am very lucky to not be a person who has to struggle too hard to find a foundation shade. However, there are lots of people on both extremes, super light and super deep skin tones, that have the hardest time finding something, and I just really commend Rihanna for being bold. I mean, she obviously worked her butt off to get these 40 different shades. Like, hello, this number $2.90, olive undertones, I never see that in foundations, and maybe I'm just not looking at the right ones. But there are so many specific undertones, olive undertones, peach undertones, warm undertones with subtle peach undertones, neutral, very peach, golden, pink, neutral, cool. I mean, everything. She didn't skip a beat. She thought of everything. Even though I am somebody who is lucky enough to kind of fall in the middle and almost always be able to find a shade, I really, really appreciate it for people on both ends. I can't imagine how I would feel as a makeup lover like I am to be so excited about something like a new launch product and there's only like 5 like pretty light to maybe medium shades and not being able to find a shade. I know people with deep skin tones, especially in the really deep range, are just completely forgotten, it seems like, when people are launching foundations. So with the screenshot I was just showing you, if you'll notice, it's all of the darker shades right now that are almost all sold out. So if this doesn't set the standard for future foundation launches for other companies, I'm gonna be absolutely shocked. No more of this 10 shade color range that is just so, it's silly. It really is silly because a lot of us, I mean, even for myself being in the medium kind of range, sometimes we force shades to work because there's only one type of undertone for the right shade. For this, there's so many shades of the same depth, but just so many different undertones. It's just amazing. So anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling about that. I am just going to put some of this, a couple pumps, on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna start like this. And again, I always match my face to my neck, so I know that this is darker than my face. This color is a perfect match to my neck. This was literally spot on. So on the Sephora website, this claims to be a medium coverage. I have heard that it is a buildable coverage. So, oh yeah, it does say that. A soft matte long wear foundation with a buildable medium to full coverage. I feel like this looks really nice, but I am gonna do like a full beat. So I'm gonna try and build up the coverage. I did 2 pumps for my whole face, by the way. So that actually was quite a small amount for me. I'm gonna do probably another 1.5 to build up the coverage because I don't usually build it up everywhere. I just go in specific spots. Like down here, I tend to get a little redness kind of in this area. I really don't think it's transferring. It's kind of hard to tell, obviously, because it's such a good match, but it dries down feeling so good. I'm gonna do another pump in like a half. Yeah, this is building to really full coverage. Holy Toledo! Okay, so here's the coverage built up a little bit. I like it. I think I would personally stick with 1 layer. It does build, but for me, on the second layer, I noticed it really clinging to this little breakout right here. I put some tea tree oil on it, and that just dries it out like crazy. It sucks the breakout up and just destroys it overnight. Like, it just gets rid of it really, really quickly, but tea tree really dries your skin out. All right, now that you are zoomed in, I hope you can see what I'm talking about. Right here, it is looking just a little cakey. I probably should have put a little extra primer right here, but I just didn't really think about it. All right, let's move on to the Matchsticks. So I just got 1, and I'll tell you why. Partially because I'm an idiot. The other part is that I do have a reason. Just being completely honest, I have never used a concealer in stick form that I've liked. I've hated them all. So I didn't really see myself liking a Matchstick for concealer, so I skipped on that entirely. The part I was talking about that I'm an idiot is I kind of skipped over all the light matchsticks entirely, not realizing some of them were actually cream highlighters, so I don't have any of those. I got a couple of the powder highlighters that we'll talk about here in a second. I did get 1 matchstick. I got the contour in the shade Mocha. I was originally going to get the medium contour kit, which came with Mocha for the contour, and then there was another shade for the concealer, and then another shade for the blush. But again, I'm not really a huge cream blush person or a cream concealer person. Okay, so the trio is $54. If you bought each of them individually, it would be $75. So if you buy the trio, you are saving money, but I really only saw myself using 1 thing out of the 3, so I just went with this. You get 0.25 fluid ounces and 7.10 grams. When you twist it all the way up, This is how much you get. It doesn't look like a ton, but these are fat sticks. I use this almost every single time I put my makeup on. This is the Hoola Quickie Contour Stick. So just for like a shade comparison, oh yeah, that's much warmer. So this will be interesting. This is the Hoola, which is much lighter and much warmer, but sometimes I feel like that's just a little too light. It doesn't totally get the job done. I don't get like chiseled and snatched for the gods. I just get a nice little wash of bronze. So this one I feel like is going to be able to snatch at my cheekbones. So just like that. I'll do a couple swipes. I'm just gonna use my foundation brush. I feel like that blends it the best. It seems to be a really dry product. I was a little concerned it was gonna snatch my foundation off my face when I was swiping it on, but it actually worked fine, and it's blending out very easily for such a dry formula. I think I'll still use a bronzer to warm my face up, but I'm gonna just go through and try this on my forehead, the sides of my nose, my jawline, just everything that I would normally contour, I'm gonna use this on. Alright, so I did this a couple of ways, and as you'll see here, I decided to switch to a sponge for the contour on the cheeks. I feel like that ended up making it look a little bit more flawless. I didn't even think about this, and this is kind of user, well, it's not kind of, it 100% is user error. I'm very much used to using products that are not so matte, so when I can use the same brush for something, I usually do. The same brush I use for foundation, I usually use with contour. The foundation did set in the brush, and so because of that, when I went in to use it for my contour, it made it look a little bit patchy up here. I need to try it with a clean synthetic brush next time to see if it does any better. Thankfully, when I came in with my sponge, that kind of saved it. Unfortunately, I'm not like obsessed with the way it looks on my forehead. I'm going to have to try it again to see if it does the same thing next time just because it's such a dry formula, or if it looks a little bit more smooth and flawless next time if I use a clean brush. It's not as easy to work with as like my Hoola Quickie Contour Stick. This is just a lot more creamy, and again, I might use this a few times and be obsessed with it. It's just not what I'm used to, so because of that, it is a little bit more challenging to work with than what I'm used to. So the next products I have to talk about are highlighters and then the lip gloss. So because of that, I'm gonna go off camera really quickly, finish up my brows, finish up my eyes, and then I will come back to do the highlighter and the lip product. Okay, so now that I have done my concealer, I'm going to go in with this Fenty Beauty Blotting Powder. It's got the cool little packaging. A brush would fit right here. Obviously that's not the brush, but I just think it's kind of cool, an extra little detail that everything just goes together and works together like that. I have to be honest, when I first saw this and saw that it was stark white, I was like, oh my god. But we shall see. So I'm just gonna dip into this and hit these, whoa. Can we just talk about like how mattifying that was, like real quick? I'm gonna hit underneath my eyes because I did just conceal, and that is like so smooth. I think for me, something like this would be kept in my purse. I'm not like a huge fan of these little things, but this, I just have to note, feels a lot nicer than most. We are going to move on to highlighters now, which I'm sure is what most of you guys are here for. The highlighters and the foundations have definitely stolen the show. You guys know I had to get Miss Trophy Wife. So there she is in all of her glory. To be completely honest, I'm kind of shocked that this is the first like 24 karat gold highlighter I'm seeing. Like there's a lot of gold highlighters, don't get me wrong, but there are not any that I'm aware of that are this shade. Kind of surprised, right? The other highlighter I got is Mean Money and Hustler Baby. I just got these two. These looked like the ones that I would actually reach for, and I wanted to make sure like with my review and these products I'm trying out, they're actually things that I would use. This one here is Mean Money and Hustler Baby. The Hustler Baby is the shinier one. This one is like the more laid back, chill sister. This one's like the outgoing, in your face, let's party sister. So we have both of these shades here. Honestly, Mean Money does not even look like a highlighter. It kind of looks like a face powder to me. I am going to just start piling the highlighter on. For highlighter, I like to use really small brushes. I just feel like I can get the placement a little better for my cheekbones. I don't have amazing cheekbones, so I have to be a little bit more like precise with my placement than the people with amazing cheekbones that can just go like that and it looks great. So I'm going to be using the Morphe Y14. Let me just show a couple other popular highlighting brushes. The M509, I know a lot of people use for highlighting. Same with the M510. And this one is the smaller one that I like, which is the Y14. So a few little highlighter brushes just to show you why I use this one. It almost could be used as like a really super fluffy eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna start out with Mean Money. This is very subtle, like super duper subtle, which is what it's supposed to be. That is not something I would reach for on a day where I'm wearing makeup like this. I'm gonna reach for something more like Hustla Baby or Trophy Wife or something that is like super bright, blinding, and poppin'. However, on a natural makeup day, this would be beautiful, or honestly, even if you're not wearing any makeup, something like this just on your skin alone might look really nice. I also think this is a really good idea for someone who is maybe a little more new to highlighting and isn't super comfortable with the super poppin' blinding highlighter. Maybe want to get started with something like this, but then you also have the option to use something like this. So I really like that she did the duos. You don't see that a whole lot. I do like this. It's pretty. You can see it's picking up some light, but it's not, I mean, it's not like crazy, and it's not intended to be. I feel like something like this would also be nice when you don't want like a super bright shine up here on your forehead, but you do want to grab a little light. So there's this one. Is it something I'm going to reach for all the time? No. Is it something that I'm going to reach for on my no makeup days or my no makeup days? Absolutely. I think it will look beautiful for something like that. So we are going to dip right into Hustla Baby. There she is. Woo! Now that is my kind of highlighter. I'm still even going to go up here, because why not? One thing I'm noticing with this one, I don't know if you can see it, it's looking a little gray right here, which usually means, at least from what I have noticed, it could be because I have the other color underneath it, but it also could be because the shade is too light. A lot of times when you have a highlighter on that's just a little too light for your skin, when you turn and look dead on, it's gonna look a little gray. When you have a color that's perfect for your skin tone, you're gonna really see the shine kind of all the way through. Okay, so I really wanna go into Trophy Wife, you guys. That's what I'm here for, that's what I'm excited about. So I'm gonna try and like just kind of dust this down a little bit with my powder brush and just maybe knock a little of this off. I would use the same highlighter brush, but that already has two other colors on it. So to give a true representation of how this is gonna look, I'm gonna take another brush. This one is just slightly bigger. It's the M501 from Morphe. And we are going to break her in. Here we go. Oh my God. You guys. I am shooketh to the core. This looks so good. I did not expect this. You can tell I'm excited. Your girl's glowing. Shoot, I don't care. I'm gonna put it right here. Can I bathe in this? You guys, I'm gonna be honest, I expected this to look like trash on me, and it actually looks really good. So I really like this. I've got so much highlight on right now. Holy crap. Okay, this has a lot of glitter, so you might want to use a different brush. I kind of feel like this highlighter is almost something that you'd like want to kind of pat into your skin because of the glitter, because I'm getting like a major fallout like all over. And to be fair, I like took it down really far, but I've got glitter like right here. I'm gonna take a different brush. I'm taking the E20, and I'm just going to like push. Since, yeah, that's working really good. Since there is so much glitter, it's like you just want to push it in. So if you like Trophy Wife, but you know you'll never use it, but you're like a gold highlighter person, get Mean Money and Hustla Baby. Hustla Baby is like a really pretty, I want to say like almost kind of like a champagne-y white gold highlighter. It's not like your green gold highlighter like this. I have a little bit more definition in my lips now. I did overline a little bit on the top. Super excited about this gloss. I have been majorly into glosses lately. That's pretty much all I've been wearing, to be completely honest with you. I was really excited about this color. I have seen this already on many different people on Instagram. The couple videos I did watch, I watched this in action. It is a stunning color. This one is a universal shade and it is in the color Fenty Glow. This is called the Gloss Bomb and supposedly it has a Mega XL wand. So let's crack her open. Oh, that is a huge wand. Like, I knew it was big, but she big. I love the high shine. I really loved wearing lip gloss lately because I just feel like it makes my upper lip look a little fuller because the top just really catches the light. This has a little bit of sparkle to it and I love that. I just feel like that also just makes my lips look that much more plump. Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to put, I didn't do a brow bone highlight. I'm going to use this for my brow bone highlight. It just makes everything pop. I love this. Inner corner. Yes, ma'am. I am here for this highlighter. This is so great. You guys, highly recommend. Alright, so first of all, before we get into my final thoughts on everything, I just want to put a full disclaimer that I am not, I guess I'm a lot more out of practice than I thought working with matte products. When I do my normal routine, like the brushes I use, the way I use certain things, the timing, the placement, the way it's blended, etc., etc., it's just totally different when you're using really luminous products. So I definitely need to play around with the foundation and the contour stick a little bit more. Up here, it looks like it's broken up, but it's not. Like, I just put it on. When I applied the contour and then I used the same foundation brush, it kind of took the foundation off in certain places. So if that's something you do in your routine, I would highly suggest you not do that with these two products. Obviously, they were formulated to work together, but I feel like they need to be worked together in a certain way. Also, because this particular foundation sets really quickly and it's a very dry formula. It is a soft matte. It's not uncomfortable on the skin at all, but it dries down very, very quickly. So in the brush, so you've got dry product all around the rim, right? Well, the inside, it's still probably a little wet from the foundation. So then you go to buff out a drier consistency contour and it just kind of ended up a mess. When I did my nose contour, I used a clean synthetic bristle brush and it worked perfectly. It did not pull any of the foundation on. It applied super smooth. I had zero trouble. If you're dry, I'm not sure that you're gonna love this. I feel like if you're combo to normal to oily, this foundation is gonna be your jam. But if you're dry, I just feel like it's gonna kind of cling to some of those spots, like right here where I'm having that breakout situation and my skin is very dry right here. It looks pretty unflattering in this specific area. Obviously, when you do things for the first time, it may or may not work out the way you're used to applying it. So that was definitely something I ran into with the face products. They did not work in a way that I normally apply my face products, and that's okay, but it's just kind of a learning curve. If you're someone who's like, Kate, I want to get this stuff, I can't afford it all, I'm going to give you a rundown of the things that I think are worth it right now. The foundation, if you like a soft matte foundation and you have normal, combo, oily skin, buy it. You're going to love it. It is a really good foundation from what I can tell so far. Absolutely the primer. The primer and foundation together, dream team. They work great. The highlighters. Absolutely get the highlighters. They are a major standout product for me. I love them. I think they're fantastic. The color, the pigmentation, the payoff, the fact that you can get 2-in-1 for a couple different purposes. I love it. You can use this one for daytime, that one for nighttime, this one on a natural day, this one on a poppin' day, or both, or whatever the heck you want to, because it's makeup and there are no rules. If you are oily and you're someone who's gonna need to blot, yes, this instantly took the shine down to like 0. There's a lot of powders out there that claim to do what this one does. This one does it flawlessly. The Gloss Bomb. Yes. Is it just another lip gloss? Yes. If you are someone who is a makeup collector, you maybe have a little extra to spend, yes, get this. If you are really trying to dial it back, the first products, the primer, foundation, and highlighters, I would definitely go with those. For me, the jury's still out on the Matchstick. I am not obsessed with it. I do need to use it again to see how I feel about it. The formula is a little drier than what I am used to. It does kind of tug at the skin a little bit. When you warm it up, it's not bad. My plan actually is to do a get ready with me in a few days and try out some of these face products again. Maybe use them in a different order with different tools. kind of see how I like them. So keep on the lookout for that. I'm going to do just like a chit chat, get ready with me, and I'll try some of these again. So that I think is it. I don't think I have anything else to go over. So yeah, that's my brutally honest review. That was my take on Fenty Beauty. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And have you tried anything? I want to know from you guys in the comments down below if you have tried anything from Fenty Beauty yet. Let me know your thoughts on all the things that I've tried if you have tried it, and if there's anything that I didn't get my hands on that you totally recommend to me and other people, let me know in the comments down below. That's it for me, you guys. I love you so very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!